Oh, God, you're so heavy.
Hi everyone, I hope you're well. I hope you all had a nice weekend in the sun, or if you're watching this at a later date and it's not sunny, then I hope you did have a nice weekend in the sun. So today we're talking about Rory's 5-month update. This one is, let me just center that. This one is way less bittersweet than all of the other updates. I haven't been as upset that he's hit a new age milestone. Yeah, I'm kind of just taking it in my stride and celebrating the fact that I've got a really fun and interactive baby who's becoming like his own little person and stuff. This jumperoo is getting to this kid though, look at him. I think 6 months will be a little bit more of a shock. Not so much because he's 6 months, but like labour and having him and life before him still feels quite close, and then when it's 6 months postpartum, it feels like that's, I don't know, half a year ago. Like, that's mad, like that's gone so fast. So yeah, I think 6 months will be harder, but 5 months hasn't been too bad. I've just enjoyed having like a really fun and interactive child. So how is Rory? Rory is brilliant. He's so funny. He's so much fun to be around. He started to do all these little quirks and stuff. So he started shrieking and really giggling and being way more ready with his giggle. He is trying so hard to sit up properly on his own. Like, he's pretty good already. Like, he can, if he's propped up with cushions and stuff, or he's got something to lean on, he's got it. But he's desperate to sit on his own. What else are you doing? Way more chatty. What else are you doing? A lot of his milestones that he's hit the last week will be in his 6-month milestone, because he was 5 months a week ago, so I can't really talk about them in this one. What else are you doing? Still quite clingy, especially at the moment because his teeth are really coming through. You can really tell. He's really quite dependent on like being held and cuddled and stuff. He gets bored quite easily, so you can't really leave him for as long as I used to. Like, I used to give him a toy and I could leave him for about 20 minutes, whilst now every 10 minutes or so he has to be moved or not interacted with, but like given something new to do. I obviously interact with him the whole time, but getting ready is a lot harder now. What else have you been up to? Had his first swim. Like Rich and I took him swimming. It was kind of a mixed bag. He was okay with it, but we didn't time it very well. We went to a swimming pool that's quite far away because it had a really good baby pool with like water fountains and stuff, whilst ours is quite boring. Once you've paid for it, if you're gonna be in it for 5 minutes, it's pretty annoying. So we went quite far away. It was about an hour away. So we misjudged it a little bit because he didn't sleep in the car for as long as we thought he would. So he was already tired when we went into the pool. So there was only so long he was going to tolerate it for. But I think he did about 20 minutes, which is pretty good. We were pretty happy with that. So yeah, I had his first swim. That was good. That was a big one actually that I've been trying to tick off for a long time. We go on holiday in June and I really wanted to start getting him like swimming, like, and used to swimming pools before then, because obviously that's quite a big part of holidays and stuff. So yeah, you've done all right, haven't you? The first thing that we normally talk about is sleep. Sleep is getting, yeah, a lot better actually. There's a bit more routine, which I owe a lot down to the sleepy head. The sleepy head's something that I really didn't want to like, but we swear by it now pretty much. It's allowed me to be able to put him in his cot. It's allowed me to be able to have him nap on his own, which is unheard of before. So previously, he used to only nap on me. That was it. Like, those are the conditions. He would sleep in his pushchair, his car seat a little bit, but generally it was on me, and it would have to be, you know, it wasn't a very big nap. It would be 20 to 40 minutes each go, so not massive naps. So he was always relatively tired and grumpy. And obviously, because he was sleeping on me, there's a lot of the outside environment there as well. So like the telly might wake him up, or people might wake him up. He didn't have like his own, oh, you should pull my hair. He didn't have his own space. So we got the sleepy head and started using it. Took about a week for him to get used to it. And it was my mum that did the persevering, no, you're going in the sleepy head, you're going in the cot. Oh my God, he just vomited all down me. Look at what you've just done. Oh my God, look. Look at that. You've just got dressed. Mum life. there's not a huge amount I can do to hide that. That is just gonna be a massive 6 on my leggings all day. Yeah, so anyway, he now, yeah, my mum started persevering and like getting him in the sleepy head, which was in the cot. And then all of a sudden he just napped for about 2 hours, and that's never ever ever really happened. Do you want some more milk? Now you've vomited it all up. Let me just feed him. Yeah, that's never... That's never really happened. So that was a really big kind of change. It's been quite a welcome change as well. Obviously when you have a baby that only sleeps on you, you get very little time to yourself. Like, I would need for somebody else to be around to have any form of time that wasn't involving me being attached to a baby. Like, I know you can say like you could sit and watch telly and stuff, but I'm not a huge telly watcher, and I don't know, still being attached to a child, you get a bit touched out after a while. Like, it gets a bit much being constantly attached to a baby. So it's quite nice to have that time to myself back. So normally when he goes to sleep, because I've done all the housework generally when he's awake, I would catch up on blogging and stuff. He has been a little bit fractious with it in the last 2 weeks. He hasn't stayed asleep for as long, but to be honest, that's kind of my fault, because now, like, we had 2 sessions of him waking up in the cot and then I would just hold him again. So today I'm determined to, every nap, put him back in the cot. Yeah, but the sleepy head has been a dream. It's been such a lifesaver, and I think, yeah, him having his own space has allowed him to have much bigger naps, and it's made my nerves for him going into childcare, which starts this month, April, not full time, just for a couple of hours, but it's made my nerves about him going into childcare and him having to transition into his cot at some point. It's made them so much easier, just so I don't feel so scared for him now. So yes, that's happened. So daytime sleep is better generally, there's more routine there, and he does sleep for longer in his cot, and he now definitely can't go any longer between naps than 2.5 hours. He's pretty easy to call that he will be napping at that time, if that makes sense. And then nighttime naps, nighttime sleep, he's still good. We're still co-sleeping. He still only wakes up once. Recently he started to sleep through, where he's got overtired in the day because of his teething. To be honest, I know it sounds stupid, but when he sleeps through, I wake up feeling more tired. Like, I don't know what's happened. You're about to finish that bottle, so you can't keep sucking on it. Yeah, so, what was I saying? Yeah, nighttime sleep's always been really good since he was about, I think it was 4 or 5 weeks we started co-sleeping. Please stop pulling my hair. Right, let me tie my hair up. Right. You stay there and just be good for 5 minutes. Yeah, so nighttime sleep is good. It's always been really good since about 5 weeks old when we started to co-sleep. He's just woken up once in the night. Had a couple of iffy times when he had a lot of jabs, and sometimes teething will mean that he wakes up twice. He has started to wake up now at 7. Sometimes he will go back down again, but to be honest, I'm just trying to get him up at 7. I'm trying to start the routine that he will have when I go back to work, which will obviously be waking up at 6, 7, probably 7 for him, 6 for me. And he will be up and fed and stuff then. So I'm trying to start that off. Sometimes when I'm really tired, I will let him go back down again and I will sleep with him, but generally I try and get him up for his breakfast. So the next thing to talk about is feeding. So obviously now Rory's being weaned. We decided to start early weaning for a couple of reasons. I talked about them in the last video, and I'm going to be talking about them in my next video, which is my weaning essentials. So I won't go into it too much. But basically, he's been lactose intolerant, so milk choices are difficult. There's only one brand of, like, one type of milk you can use, so I can never put him on hungry baby milk, and he is a hungry baby, so we decided weaning was quite a good choice to do. So yeah, he started weaning. First he didn't take to it very well at all, and I was about to give up. Like, it was about 10 days of like every time he opened his mouth just trying to shove a spoon into it, and I was about to give up because it wasn't a bad experience, but it was like aggravating for Rory, and it made me anxious because I obviously didn't want to upset him or give him like bad connotations of weaning. So I was about to give up, and the day I was about to give up, he opened his mouth. Like, just was into it, knew what to do, and has been obsessed with food ever since then. Really enjoys it. We were doing, like, yeah, I built us up to 2 meals a day, and again, I'm not very consistent. Like, I think it's because I'm a Gemini, but some days I would just not do it. and I just realised that's really bad. So now he's now back on to be like 2 to 3 meals a day. It depends. Sometimes he'll sleep through a meal, like when it's supposed to be. So I'll either feed it to him when he's awake, or if he wakes up quite close to his nighttime meal, I'll give it to him then. And he'll just have 2 for that day. So yeah, generally he'll wake up for breakfast and he has baby rice. I just try and keep it simple. I am gonna get him some porridge, but I couldn't give him porridge before because of his lactose intolerance, but he is growing out of that, which I'll talk about more next month. But yeah, so I am going to probably get him some porridge because he can have that now. And then, yeah, I've just been making my own purees for lunch and dinner, which he does tend to enjoy. Carrot and apple so far has been his favourite, which I made myself. I've enjoyed making puree way more than I thought I would. I didn't think I would be bothered about it or be that mum, but I've really enjoyed kind of knowing that. I think it's because I didn't breastfeed as well, which I do have massive regrets about. I'm providing some sort of food for him, like that I've made myself. And I've just enjoyed kind of putting together different flavours and seeing how he responds to them. So yeah, since weaning, he has been a lot more routined, and we have that structure now, and that's really helped us to get to that. Okay, so the next thing I'll talk about is routine. So routine still isn't perfect, but there's definitely something to start being set in. I have been very much baby led with routine and just let him lead that. So we'll wake up in the morning around 7, he'll have his breakfast. It's now 11, but he did sleep in. So normally around 9:30, 10, he gets really tired and has another nap then. Wakes up, then has bottle, will go until about 11, half 11, he'll be really tired. Basically, he can't go any longer than 2.5 hours before he needs another sleep. So I try and time everything around meal time, so he'll have breakfast around 7, lunch around 12, 1, normally about 1:30, and dinner either 5:30 or 6:30. Dinner I normally do around me and Rich, so I'll try and feed him before I feed us. So if Rich comes back and he's hungry, I'll make sure Rory is fed before we eat our food. Oh, also when it comes to feeding, he's become obsessed with our food. Like the other day I was at a restaurant having a panini, and he literally had a huge flid because I wouldn't give him my panini. He's also had a screaming fit because I wouldn't give him my pizza before. So in a couple of weeks, when he hits 6 months, I am going to start doing the baby-led weaning route because I just think he wants more than purees. I wasn't that bothered about baby-led weaning at all. I didn't think it was a decision for us. I wanted to do puree and finger food, but yeah, I'm gonna start giving him like pasta, toast. Yeah, but he's not ready for it yet. If I gave him like a piece of food, he would just squeeze it. Like he doesn't really know what to do with it at the moment. But I think at 6 months, when it's recommended, we'll definitely do baby-led weaning and start that transition too. But yeah, so routine is starting to kind of find its place a little bit more. Do you want me to hold you? He's tired now, he definitely wants to sleep. I'll try and keep you awake for this video. But yeah, routine is starting to find its place a little bit more. He gets tired around 7 PM and will be like, I need to kind of start making that into the cot transition at 7 PM because he'll be tired at 7. He will then sleep, and that'll be it. He'll wake up for a feed, but he won't wake up properly and like mess around. He will just wake up for a feed and then go back to sleep, normally around 10. And then he wakes up about 4 for a feed, 4 in the morning, and then he's up again at 7 AM. So I do need to start putting him down at 7 so he has that proper bedtime. But at the moment, we go to bed early at 7 and he's obviously in our bed, or I just hold him downstairs whilst we are watching the telly or doing whatever we're doing. So I probably should start with that. It's purely like laziness in the evening. If he wakes up, I can't be bothered with the constant like rocking him, putting him back in his cot, leaving him for 10 minutes, him waking up again. I just don't have the energy for it, but I do need to kind of get over that for his sake. So yeah, I think that is everything. I don't really have any essentials this month, just because there hasn't been any stand-up products. He still loves all the things that he was loving in 4 months. So he likes the activity gyms, sleepy heads obviously a godsend. Weaning wise, I've got a weaning essentials post in my next video, so I'll talk about that there. So yeah, there's nothing really there to talk about. Postpartum wise, there's nothing really to update on. My scar is still a little bit sore, but that's more because there's a child being carried and bounced on it and like stuff like that, so that's why. What else is going on? When it comes to me, I'm tempted to do like separate videos on how I'm coping, or like just mum things basically, so I could talk about like contraception, relationship, body image, general mental well-being. So let me know if you want that in this video or if you want it as a separate video. That'd be really good. But I'm happy to do quite honest talks about stuff like that. So again, if you have any questions about postpartum wise, then let me know and I'll do that. But yeah, there's nothing really else to update on. It's quite a long video actually, so I will wrap it up now. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give us a big thumbs up. Stay tuned for our like next lot of videos, but especially stay tuned for our 6-month updates. We're already a week into his 6-month update time frame, and it's all like a lot's happened already, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you are not already. We upload videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday in theory. Sometimes it doesn't go to plan, but most of the time that is what happens. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!